Eala, Fernandez bring Filipino ties to Indian Wells spotlight. Filipina tennis player Alexandra Eala and Canadian standout Leila Annie Fernandez, who traces her heritage to the Philippines through her mother, are among the players drawing attention at the 2026 BNP Paribas Open in California. Indian Wells, California. Two players with Filipino ties are among those attracting interest this week at the BNP Paribas Open, one of the most prominent tournaments on the Women's Tennis Association calendar. Filipina rising star Alexandra Eala and Canadian player Leila Annie Fernandez, whose mother was born in the Philippines, are competing in the tournament held at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden in Southern California. Eala carries Philippine representation. Eala, 20, continues to build momentum on the professional circuit after a steady rise on the WTA Tour. She has reached a career-high ranking inside the top 40, marking the highest position achieved by a Filipino player in the WTA singles rankings. Seeded in the Indian Wells draw, Eala received a first-round bye, allowing her to begin play in the second round against a field that includes many of the world's top players. Her presence at the tournament has drawn attention from Filipino fans following her progress on the international stage. Fernandez returns with doubles spotlight. Fernandez, who gained global recognition during her run to the 2021 US Open singles final, remains a consistent competitor on the WTA Tour. At Indian Wells, she is also competing in doubles, where she reunites with Venus Williams. The two previously partnered at the US Open, reaching the women's doubles quarterfinals in 2025. Williams, a former world number 1 and 7-time Grand Slam singles champion, received a wild card entry into the tournament's singles and doubles draws. Filipino presence on tennis global stage. The BNP Paribas Open, often described as the largest tennis tournament outside the 4 Grand Slams, forms part of the sport's early season Sunshine Double, followed by the Miami Open. For Filipino tennis fans, the tournament offers a rare moment of representation at one of the sport's premier events, with Eala competing under the Philippine flag and Fernandez highlighting Filipino heritage through her family background. As play unfolds in the California desert, both athletes are expected to draw interest from fans tracking the growing presence of Filipino talent in international tennis. Eala, Fernandez bring Filipino ties to the Indian Wells spotlight. Under the vast desert sky of California, the courts of Indian Wells shimmer with possibility. Every March, the tennis world gathers at the iconic venue for the BNP Paribas Open, a tournament often described as the 5th Grand Slam. The event transforms the quiet landscape of Indian Wells Tennis Garden into a global stage where rising stars and established champions chase glory. In recent years, a new storyline has begun to unfold, one rooted not only in tennis excellence but also in cultural pride. Two young players, Alex Eala and Leila Fernandez, have brought Filipino heritage into the spotlight at Indian Wells, connecting generations of fans across continents. A desert stage for global dreams. Indian Wells has long been a meeting place for the world's best players. Champions such as Roger Federer, Serena Williams, and Rafael Nadal have lifted trophies there, leaving indelible marks on tennis history. Yet the tournament's magic lies not only in its past legends but also in the stories of those who arrive chasing their first moment of recognition. Among the crowds that fill the stands, fans waving flags, speaking dozens of languages, Filipino supporters have begun to appear more frequently. Their cheers echo with pride whenever Eala or Fernandez steps onto the court. For many, these matches represent more than a sporting contest. They symbolize representation on one of tennis's grandest stages. Alex Eala, a rising star from the Philippines. At just a young age, Alex Eala has already carved a path that inspires aspiring athletes in the Philippines. Born in Quezon City, Eala's journey into tennis began with a racket that seemed almost too large for her small hands. Yet what she lacked in size, she made up for with determination. Her development accelerated when she joined the prestigious Rafael Nadal Academy in Manacor, Spain. There, surrounded by elite training facilities and the philosophy of Rafael Nadal himself, Eala refined her powerful baseline game and tactical intelligence. For Filipino fans, her progress carried special significance. The Philippines has produced talented athletes across many sports, But tennis success on the global stage has historically been rare. Eala's rise therefore felt like the beginning of a new chapter. When she arrived at Indian Wells, the moment represented more than participation, it was a statement. A young Filipino athlete had stepped into the same arena where the sport's greatest icons compete. Eala Fernandez, a champion with Filipino roots. While Eala Fernandez represents Canada in international competition, her connection to Filipino heritage runs deep through her mother's side. Born in Montreal, Fernandez grew up in a multicultural household where determination and humility were guiding principles. Her global breakthrough came during the unforgettable run at the 2021 US Open. As a teenager, she stunned the tennis world by defeating some of the sport's biggest names, including Naomi Osaka and Aryna Sabalenka, before reaching the final. That performance transformed Fernandez into a symbol of fearless youth. Her style, aggressive yet graceful, combined with remarkable mental resilience. But for many Filipino fans, her success also represented cultural pride. Whenever Fernandez speaks about her family and heritage, she acknowledges the influence of Filipino values, respect, perseverance, and close-knit family support. These qualities resonate deeply with fans who see their traditions reflected in her journey. Indian Wells, where paths and cultures meet. At Indian Wells, the presence of both Eala and Fernandez highlights the global nature of modern tennis. The tournament draws players from dozens of countries, yet their backgrounds often intertwine in unexpected ways. When Eala trains or competes there, she carries the aspirations of the Philippines. When Fernandez steps onto the same courts, she represents Canada while also honoring Filipino heritage. The result is a unique connection between two athletes whose journeys reflect different sides of the same cultural story. Fans wearing Philippine flags or waving banners often gather in clusters around the courts. Some traveled from Los Angeles or San Diego, others flew from Manila or Toronto. Their cheers blend English, Tagalog, and Spanish phrases into a vibrant chorus. For these supporters, Indian Wells becomes more than a tennis venue. It becomes a meeting place for diaspora communities. Inspiration beyond the court. The influence of Eala and Fernandez extends far beyond match results. In the Philippines, tennis academies have reported increased interest among young players who see Eala's achievements as proof that global success is possible. Meanwhile, Fernandez's journey continues to inspire young athletes in Canada and across Filipino communities worldwide. Her resilience, fighting through tough matches with unwavering belief, serves as a powerful example of mental strength. Social media has amplified this connection. Fans share clips of rallies, interviews, and training sessions, celebrating moments that